Hey guys, this is Nightheart here, and today I'm going to show you my burglary route through Anvil. This is a great route if you are new to stealing or if you have a particularly low ledger domain. There's several places on the route where you can get kind of low value items to launder and stuff like that. But also check out my other videos. I will be putting out some basics of stealing, other places to routes to kind of take, places to quickly level your ledger domain, that kind of thing. So I'll start out here with just showing you my gear. I've got a little bit of an overkill here because I am on a Khajiit that has a reduced stealth detection radius, but I'm also wearing Night Mothers, which further reduces our stealth detection radius as well as the cost of sneak. In addition to that, I'm also wearing Darlock Bray here, which gives us resources while we are stealthed. We are crouched, but not actually blocking. So with those two sets, we can pretty much stealth infinitely and never have to worry about running out of stamina. And then last, we have the Ring of the Wild Hunt here, which will further increase our speed. Additionally, we've got some class abilities that we're going to be using. Of course, we're a Nightblade, so we're going to be using our Shadowy Disguise, which will help us get away from guards and reset NPCs when we fail to pickpocket them. And then Race Against Time, which will again increase that speed even further. So we'll pause here, and we're going to go ahead and turn on, or rather set our quick slot to Potions of Magicka. You can just use cheap ones here, but that's just because using some of those abilities are magic intensive. And then here I've slowed this down for you. You can see we were able to run really close to this guy without him detecting us. And then you saw the yellow there. That means that you're kind of have an opportune moment to pick someone's pocket. And often that happens right when you walk up to somebody. And it gives you an extra 20% chance of successfully pickpocketing. And so if you can train yourself to run up and hit that button when you hear that ding or whenever you see it pop, you can really save yourself some time so you don't have to wait. So here's I turned off some add-ons there. Sorry for the cut. Here's our map of where we're going to be going. So all the spots I have marked here are the buildings we're going to be going in. Basically, you can see it's everything without an icon. The ones that there's an icon really close, they're actually technically outside. So these are places without a business inside of them that we're going to be going. Here's the same map. I've just drawn out more or less a rough sketch of the actual path that we're going to take today. So you can pause it here and kind of use this for reference if you'd like, take a picture on your phone, whatever. Note that this isn't the exact path we're going to walk, but it's pretty close to it, and then anybody we see that we want to pickpocket will hit up. So here is this. This is not sped up or slowed down at all. You see I kind of ran up and hit the button, got the pick early. So now I got the second pick, and then I can go ahead and Blade of Woe them. Because all NPCs will have, not all, 90% will have 3 items. There's a few in Alinor and a few other places that will have less. I think that is by design, just to make them less valuable targets. So we'll go outside. We're heading to the next building here. I've kind of sped all this up because you don't need to see me pick locks all the time. I'm a little low on skill points, so I'm not trying to jimmy into the locks. And we've got our first chest here, which is really nice. Go ahead and grab that. Throughout this whole thing too, I'm dealing with, it was snowy outside, and I've got a lot of windows in the room, so even with the blinds closed, there's just a lot of glare going on, so it was really hard for me to see this day, so you'll see me kind of looking around, maybe double checking stuff. So here's our second spot. This is a loose board, and you can see that there's an X on it. Kind of slowed it down there for you. Feel free to go back a little bit. But you can see that there'll be X's. There's also places like this in Hughesbane, and I think those are the 2 places that I know of. If you know of any other secret locations that are kind of interesting or little hidden things, I'd love to know about them. Please leave me a message in the comments. So we backtrack a little bit, get that guy. I only pick him once because he's like, I think he's, I forget what exactly his loot table was called, so this guy's an outlaw here, but that other one was like, he's not wealthy, so their chances of getting anything good aren't great. Here we find a noble. She walks from back here to up in the front with some other people, and I'll show you that location, but that was lucky. Sometimes there's a thieves trove right here. Throughout the video, if you see me shooting an arrow somewhere, it means that sometimes there's a, an item there. either a thieves trove or a lockbox. I go ahead and run over here. Yeah, I was a laborer. I think the other guy was a laborer as well. So the chance of them having very many blue items and stuff like that is pretty low. So I just go ahead and blade a woe. Yeah, so this is that's where that lady will stand sometimes as well, and you can come pick her pocket there. But you can't really murder her, and it's kind of hard with so many people. So just to show you, we're in our third building here. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go to the Fighters Guild, and then another building. Then we're going to go all the way outside, and then we're going to retrace our steps. Another building, a couple more buildings there, back around to the beginning, and then we'll head to the Outlaws Refuge. All right. So again, I think you'll see me kind of looking around, trying to find where are all these boxes at, everything you can loot. Pretty much anything that's like a dresser, stuff like that, is definitely worth looting. Some of these NPCs too will alert on you no matter what, even if they don't see you, even if you're still stealthed. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of annoying. I think it's by design just to make it a little bit harder to steal. So again, coming over, making sure sometimes there'll be little jewelry boxes on the tables and stuff like that, and I just couldn't hardly see, so I'm kind of double checking a little bit. We're going to head over to the Fighters Guild now. The Fighters Guild is a great building. There is a guy inside that's a little bit of a hassle that will alert on you kind of no matter what. So yeah, here's an example. You can loot both the desk and the trunk on top of the desk in here. So you want to make sure you get both those, and you have a good chance. It's not going to be like provisioning stuff if you loot those kind of things. And then I'm kind of wondering where he's at. I heard him. Okay, there he is. I found him. So I'm going to go up real quick, try to pick right off the bat. I got one, I think, or maybe it didn't go off. Yeah, there we go. And then we're just going to go ahead and murder him, get rid of him. His chances of having anything are kind of low, and mostly he'll start attacking you if you're not careful. So now we're in this room. There's 2 other people in this area. So there's one more in the downstairs. This is a Argonian in the room over to our right there, and then there's a human upstairs who is, I think she's like a merchant or something. So, all right. So we'll finish this up. Get a couple things here, looting all this stuff. Go back and realize I missed something, and then we've got to go take care of our Argonian friend here. I thought I left something in the other room, so I went back and checked. I just edited that out so you guys wouldn't have to watch it. Yeah, our Argonian's a merchant as well. That's kind of nice. I think I've mentioned this or will on another video, but everybody has different loot tables. If they have, if it's called a merchant or a noble or whatever, it's different loot table, and it's also different by zone. So if you pick the pocket of people that are all merchants, you'll end up with a lot of these same items. And merchants are better than just like your average commoner, not as good as a noble per se. I think the nobles are going to be the best loot tables as far as pickpocketing. Here, have the same deal. There's, if you just wanted to come into one place in this whole area in Anvil, I would say the Fighters Guild is the place to go, because there's all these desks, there's trunks on top of the desk or small little chests or whatever, and then just so many like little cabinets and etc. wardrobes to loot. So doing these, and then we'll take a step out here. Oh, I realized I forgot one. When we go outside here, we're going to see that there's some provisioning stuff. And so if you're trying to level your ledger domain, it's really nice because everything is so close here. And I looted a few things so you can kind of see that sometimes you'll get kind of ginkgo and honey, and sometimes you'll get something that you can sell for a little bit more. I don't loot all this because I don't have to throw it out of my bags because I don't need to level ledger domain. But you can kind of grab stuff and then run back to the Thieves Guild and then come back to your route. There used to be a Thieves Trove up there, which I thought was so cool, and you could just see the blue glow from like the bottom sometimes, and figured out how to get up there. I thought it was so cool. I don't know if like no one went back there, and so like they just found that it was hardly ever looted or something, but I think it's been removed. I don't think it spawns there anymore, but I just wanted to show you. So heading into the next building, this guy I believe is a noble. So that's really nice, and then we're going to find another secret location. So pause the video here, come check out this room if you want to see if you can find the secret location in this room for yourself. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, and I've edited out a few things here. Oh, looks like I forgot part of it. Yeah, so we're going to go just check out everything else, and then here we see our secret location. He was standing on the floorboard we needed. So again, I'm getting rid of some junk here real quickly. Just edit this out. Going to speed it up. We've got our secret location. All right, so this is the last room over here until we actually kind of head out of the city almost. Oh, we have a noble here. Definitely worth coming back and making sure you get the nobles, just because the chances of dropping something nice are pretty high. So here on this character, I am trying to show you that you can do this without getting much of a bounty at all. So I stealthed again and then Bladed a Woe. If you're not really worried about the bounty, which I'm not on a couple of my characters, or a lot of times I just don't really care, I'll just kill them. Even when they alert on me, if there's nobody else around, I'll just 1-2 punch them and call it good. All right, so here I wanted to show you all of my even that I have overkill, even without the Jack of the Night Mother, which I don't really need. I can walk right up to this guard, and this guard can't detect me. I basically run into them before they actually finally detect me. There they go. I have the passive one that reduces your stealth radius by 3 meters, I think, and then Khajiits themselves have a racial passive that reduces your radius by 2 meters. I think that already puts you under 0 or something. So anyways, it makes it where you have to be right up on them. Safe box over here, that's really nice. And then there's going to be another one inside here, and there can be, I guess, if it hasn't been looted, if it's respawned. And so that's the reason for coming all the way out here, because there's 2 safe boxes. It's either over here with all these dry goods, or it's on the other side. And I'll shoot. I couldn't remember which location it was. So I think I kind of point out 2 of them. It might be just in front of us there above the bed. I can't remember where exactly it spawns. All of these crates and everything, here I am shooting it to kind of show you. I can't remember where it spawns, but all these dry goods and stuff over on the side can be great. Again, if you're all these different rooms, if you're trying to level your ledger domain, you want to make sure that you have quite a few spots though. If you come in here trying to do that, otherwise you're going to be constantly making trips out. If you just want to level your ledger domain and don't want to have to kind of do it while you're stealing, which is probably what I recommend, honestly, is there's a spot in Craglorn that I'll be doing a video on, and you can go check that out, and I'll add it to the links below so you can see it there. So we've got another secret, I believe, in this room here. So if you want to pause it, you can kind of look around and see if you can find it for yourself. And I'm actually wondering where it is. There it is. Okay. And not too much else. There is a little trunk on the floor there. And which of these things is lootable and which is empty is kind of random. It just depends on what happens when you spawn in. Around the outside here, we have a Thieves' Trove that often spawns. I find that guy is often there. So I don't think a lot of people know he's there. As opposed to the one behind the well, I think more people know. So again, I was full. We've got a commoner here, not super exciting, but I think I am going to go ahead and do the full 2 picks and then the Blade of Woe. And then this guy is like a drunkard or something, a beggar. Yeah, so I just pick once and then stab with him. I didn't want to let him get away. It was a more professional thing. We have there the secret spot. There's one more person around the outside, but someone's already gotten to her. But there's a secret spot here on the left that we just passed. Just so you can see where the X is. And then there's also some dry goods there if you're trying to level your ledger. All right, so we're almost done here. We only have a couple more rooms to go in. We've got the trunk on the table. Make sure you check that. I accidentally checked the bookstore or the bookshelf because I can't see anything. So this is a case of the guy alerted on us, even though I don't think he could really see us. Not a big deal. We're just going to use that opportunity to run around behind him. And I think my bags were full, so I only picked once, and then Bladed Woe, and then I'm just kind of checking here. It was a white item. I used to delete white items back when years ago when stealing would net you more money than a lot of other things or than some other things, and so it's a little bit more valid to do that. All right, so you can see that I've got a partner here. They murdered somebody over the way, and I can still loot them, which is kind of nice. That's always the case whenever you're stealing with somebody. Some of my other videos, you can see that I explain how to most efficiently steal with someone else, so that you guys can get most of the benefit of doing it solo. And honestly, I don't even know if you're stealing with 1 or 2 other people. I don't really know that it's really it might even be faster and to fill up your bags with good stuff than if you do it on your own. So you do need to be in a group with people though, so that is something that's important. I don't think a lot of people, when they're running around stealing, they kind of feel like it's a competitive thing, and it's not really the case. You can group up with people and both run around, and I've even done the same route with people before that I didn't even know. So if someone just sends you an invite while you're running around stealing, that's probably why. They're just trying to make it efficient. So here I started to head back to the Thieves Guild, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot there's one more place. There's a lot of dry goods over here, a lot of these crates and barrels and everything you can grab, and then just over to our right is where we would have came out at. Behind that well or somewhere over here, there's sometimes a Thieves Trove. I can't remember exactly where it's at. I don't see anything though. It's like right in the way. You'll like run into it, so it's usually not there because you can't really miss it. So if you're doing any kind of thievy thing, you'll find it because you're running back and forth from the Thieves Guild. This place is a little confusing, but take a look at your map. You'll find the fence. Here, what I normally do, my routine. So if you sell something, it's gone. So you want to make sure that you launder anything that you might want first. And so I usually sort by cost because a lot of the recipes and stuff are low cost. And then you can see that I've got the haggling bonus from some passives. You can check out other videos to see how I get to 32%. And then I'm just going through and selling. How I check to make sure I'm not accidentally selling a housing item of some sort is I always stare at the value. And so you can see that everything is stacked up. It's pretty much the same value. And so I know that, the chances of it being that exact gold percentages are pretty much zero. Most things have a little bit different gold value. So you can just look at the gold value, and that's how you can tell if it's treasure or something useful. And then you see, I also, from the Thieves Troves there, I had gotten some droughts that will make you invisible. And you can see that I sold about half of my 140 item allotment for the day, and so I made about 10K. That's a decent run here in Anvil. There are places where you can make more, but this is very safe again and very new person friendly. And honestly, it's really fun. I like all the secret locations and etc. stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll have more guides on places to steal and routes to take, as well as more kind of instructional videos on what armor sets you might want to wear to make you faster, to make stealing easier, and then other tricks as far as like how to get better loot and stuff like that. But I'll leave that for next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.